And we are back. This time we are going to apply the concepts of time, space, and distance according to a growth mindset versus fixed mindset. So, people with a growth mindset view time as an opportunity for development. They believe that over time, with consistent effort and practice, they can improve their skills and abilities. The concept of time in this context is seen as an investment in personal growth. Fixed mindset. For someone with a fixed mindset, time may be seen as a limit or a constraint. If they don't immediately show progress or success, they might believe that they are simply not capable and thus the time spent may feel wasted. So that was time. It's a very interesting concept that you don't often think about it. That growth mindset and limited mindset can be according to time, space, and all those things. So, space can represent the environment or the context in which growth takes place. Individuals with a growth mindset can adapt to different environments and view various spaces. Classrooms, workplaces, social circles as platforms for learning and improvement. They are open to change and new ideas, and they believe in their ability to adapt and grow in various spaces. Fixed mindset people may limit themselves to familiar spaces where they feel comfortable, avoiding new or challenging environments. Some people live in the past. That could be a very limited mindset. They may believe that success in a particular space or situation is out of control and that they cannot adapt or grow beyond their initial ability. So some people won't heal to their full extent because of that limited belief. Distance. Distance represents challenges and setbacks in the growth process. With a growth mindset, individuals see distance as a hurdle that can be overcome, rather than being discouraged by how far they need to go to reach their goals. They focus on the journey and incremental progress. Distance becomes a marker of how much they can improve, and each step forward is a victory. But fixed or limited mindset, distance may seem like an insurmountable gap. They might see how far they have to go as evidence that they are not capable, rather than an opportunity to strive and improve. This can lead to frustration and the belief that they will never be able to bridge the distance to their goals. In essence, a growth mindset views time, space, and distance as positive elements that contribute to development and progress, while a fixed mindset may view these same elements as constraints or obstacles that reflect inability. So, it's very interesting. You can do an art activity with children about this, and they will love doing it. So this activity will allow children to explore time, space, and distance through art using the concepts of growth and fixed mindsets. So the materials you'll need is paper, colored markers, crayons or paint, rulers or measuring tape, timer or clock, stickers, stamps or stencils, post-it notes or small cards for reflection. How long? Discuss time. How long it takes to learn something new or to achieve a goal. Space, the environment or the room for growth, learning and experimentation. Distance, the space between where we are now and where we want to be, our goals. Ask the children to think about how they feel when faced with these ideas in relation to their learning and growth. Are there times they felt like they had plenty of time to improve, or times when they felt like they were too far from their goal? Then, the journey of improvement. Activity. On a large sheet of paper, ask the children to draw a path that represents a journey toward a goal. This could be anything meaningful to them. Learning a new skill, improving at sport, overcoming a challenge. Prompt them to show how the path changes as time passes. Add colors or symbols to represent how they feel over time. For example, they might use brighter colors to show improvement, or add markers that represent milestones or steps along the way. Depict the space around the path as the environment for growth. They could add things like trees, obstacles, clouds, doubts that they may encounter on their journey. The goal at the end of the path is the place they want to reach. They can show that this goal may feel far away, but with effort it becomes achievable. So you can do that in your classroom. You can do that with your own children. You can even do it with your work staff's children. Invite the children for a day, have a team building, and the children can get somebody to do that activity with the children while you do an activity with the adults for the same. So you can do as well for the adults, time, space, and distance. To help adults examine their mindset about growth and change in the context of their goals and challenges, to visualize how time, space, and distance influence their perspective on progress and how they can reframe limitations. So their materials will be large sheets of paper or canvas, mixed media, collage materials, glue, scissors, and tape, stamps, stencils, or textures, timer or clock, journals, or notebooks for reflection. How we perceive the duration of the effort needed to achieve a goal. The environments we create around ourselves for growth, or the limiting factors we perceive in those environments. You can ask them questions, you can discuss the answers, the perceived gap between where we are now and where we want to be, whether that's in our career, personal growth, relationships, or other areas of life. So, objectives to express how growth can happen over time in space and despite perceived distance. Activity, illustrate how time is a tool for growth. How can you show the passage of time as a positive force in your life? Maybe through stages, seasons, or a winding path that represent progress over time. Space, depict the space around your goal. Does it feel open, abundant, and welcoming, or is it constricting? You could use symbols, colors, or abstract representations to reflect how your environment either supports or hinders your growth. Is there space for innovation, or are there walls that need to be torn down? Show the distance between where you are now and where you want to be. This could be a long road, a mountain, or any other symbol that represents a perceived gap between your current situation and your goal. Exploring the limitations of I can't. Ask participants to reflect on a moment when they felt trapped by a fixed mindset, the belief that they couldn't change or improve. Create a second artwork that represents how time, space, and distance feel under a fixed mindset. Represent how time feels like it's running out or that it's being wasted. Perhaps a passage of time. Space. Depict the space around the goal as limiting or suffocating. Are there physical or mental walls that make the space feel closed, or maybe the space is empty? Show how the distance to the goal feels insurmountable or overwhelming. The goal may seem too far, unattainable, or locked away behind barriers. Reflection and reframing. How can time be used more effectively as a tool for progress instead of a source of anxiety? What can you change in your space, physically or mentally, to promote growth and overcome limitations? How can you reframe distance? What small steps can you take today to close the gap between where you are now and where you want to be? Integrating the mindset shift. Ask participants to create a third artwork that combines elements from both the growth and fixed mindset pieces. This final piece should show the balance between challenges and opportunities for growth. They might include symbols from both pieces, but with added transformations, like light breaking through the walls, paths that begin to open up, or a time depicted as a cycle of learning and development. So, with this activity, the adults can express and reflect on their perceptions of time, space, and distance that influences their mindset. By comparing the growth and the fix, they can better understand how their beliefs shape their actions and progress. So give me feedback if you do this in a team building effort, and invite the children, let their caregiver do it with them. This can be done in a corporate environment, in any profession that you're in your private home. Yes, thanks for listening.